Hi friends. Today we're going to talk about what pushes your buttons or what your triggers are. These are things that when you're feeling in a calm, relaxed, happy mood, if something happens that pushes your buttons or is a trigger for you, it automatically makes you mad, frustrated, worried, or anxious, or annoyed. Okay. So we're going to be talking about different things that can push our buttons or different things that can trigger us to feel these red, yellow, and blue emotions. So just a reminder, when we're in the green zone, we're happy, calm, feeling okay, focused, and ready to learn. This is where we would like to spend a majority of our day, but we know that that's not always possible. Some things happen in our day that might cause us to feel like we are in the blue zone. We'll feel sad, sick, tired, bored, or we might be moving slowly. Triggers or things that push our buttons can also put us in the yellow zone. We might feel frustrated with somebody else or worried. They also might make us feel silly, excited, and we might lose some control of our body or our mouth because we're so excited. Triggers or things that can push our buttons can also put us in the red zone, where we're feeling really angry or terrified. And sometimes if we're feeling really angry or terrified, we're feeling out of control and might hit or yell. Okay? So we're going to talk about what a couple of examples of things that might trigger or push your button. So what are those things, right? What are those things that frustrate you? What things annoy you? And what things make you angry? So let's think for a second. What kinds of things might make you angry or frustrate you or annoy you or make you worried? I know if I'm ever running late for something, I can start to feel worried or frustrated. If I lose a game, I can start to feel really angry. You'll learn that I am a sore loser, something that I'm working on. If someone says that they're going to do something and then they don't do it, that's something that makes me angry. So, when people aren't responsible, right? They say that they're going to do something for you, they're going to be responsible for doing these things, and then they say, "Oh, nope, I didn't do it," or "I forgot." That's something that pushes my buttons or triggers me to feel frustrated or annoyed. Maybe you might feel frustrated or annoyed if things don't go your way. For instance, you want to have a play date with one of your best friends and your parents have scheduled the play date, but then all of a sudden something happens and you can't have that play date. Maybe they have to cancel it because they have to run some errands for something, or they have to go and help a neighbor or family member out and you can't go on your play date anymore. When things don't go your way, that can make you feel like you are in the red or yellow zone. You're angry or frustrated. I want you to think about some things that might make you angry or annoyed or frustrated. Take a moment. Maybe some more of those things that might make you frustrated are when someone is unkind to you or disrespectful, right? Sometimes when people show disrespect or are not kind, that can start to make people feel really angry towards them. Maybe you don't like sharing. Maybe you have to share something that you really don't want to share, and that frustrates you. Maybe you are feeling really excited to go trick-or-treating for Halloween, and you have a sibling that's older and they can trick-or-treat for longer, right? When things are unfair or feel like they're unfair, then you can start to feel annoyed or frustrated, right? Like if you can't go for as long as your sibling can go, then they're going to get more candy and that's going to feel unfair to you. And that might make you feel frustrated or angry. So when things are unfair, that can also be a trigger, it can push your buttons. So the reason why we're talking about this is because when we know what pushes our buttons, when we know what things make us frustrated or annoyed or angry, we can say, okay, I know this is something that makes me angry. And this is something that I'm working on, even as an adult. So if I'm playing a game with my husband, John, and I know I'm going to lose, and I know that when losing a game is something that frustrates me, then I might say to myself, okay, I know I'm going to lose. I know I'm going to start to feel a little annoyed or frustrated. So what can I do to make myself feel a little bit better about it? Well, that's where mindfulness comes in, and I can start to take deep breaths. I can think of a nice, cozy, warm spot in my home or a place that makes me feel safe and comfortable and calm. And if I'm thinking about that and I'm taking deep breaths, then that can start to calm me down so that I'm not going to get as annoyed or frustrated. Because really, it's not fair for me to get upset about losing a game that John has won fair and square, right? He didn't cheat. He just had a lucky game and won, and I didn't win, and I need to be okay with that. And a great way for me to learn to not be triggered and to not get my buttons pushed as much is to take those deep breaths and recognize that I'm only going to feel this way for a moment, and I will feel a little bit better in a little while, especially if I am being mindful and I'm taking deep breaths to calm myself down. We will also be talking about other things that can help you calm yourself down. It might not necessarily just be taking deep breaths. Maybe you need a fidget. Maybe you need to go take a walk. Maybe you need to get a drink of water. So we'll be talking about more of those tools that you can use to help calm yourself down when you know something is going to be pushing your buttons, or you know something's going to make you mad or frustrated because it triggers you. So what you're going to do next is you're going to think about the things that trigger you. You are going to go on to Seesaw. When you go on to Seesaw, you'll see the assignment that we did yesterday. Here's the one that you are doing today. It says, what are your triggers? And you are going to click Add Response. When you click Add Response, click on your name. Okay, I will do the sample. And then you can listen here for the directions, but I'll tell them to you now. But if you need a refresher or you can't remember, you can just click this button and it'll read the directions to you. What you're going to do is you are going to read or listen to what each of these boxes says. Now, when you hear what they say, you're going to decide, is that something that makes me frustrated? Is that something that makes me annoyed or angry? And if it does, then you're going to put a check mark in the orange box. And that's going to be a clue to me, oh, that's something that my friend has a trigger with, right? So if they have to wait for a long time, they're going to start to feel really angry or frustrated. So we might need to work on some mindfulness to help them not get as mad or as frustrated. If you are having trouble reading these boxes, you can press this button here and it will read what it says in the box so that you know exactly what is said here and written here. So then you can check it off if it's something that pushes your buttons. Okay. The last thing I want you to do is when you've checked off all of the things that might push your buttons, you're going to press the record button here, the little microphone, and you're going to record why it pushes your buttons, right? If I were to select losing a game because you now know that I'm a sore loser and what pushes my buttons is losing a game, then I would explain why. Well, I like how it feels when you win, and I enjoy winning, so when I lose a game, I don't feel as good as when I win a game. So that would be my explanation, and I would record that to explain why it pushes my buttons. Okay, so you're going to check off the ones that push your buttons in the orange boxes, the ones that work for you. And then you're going to just pick one and explain to me through the recording why it pushes your buttons. When you're done, don't forget to click the green check mark and it will send your work to me. Thanks, friend. I really appreciate you doing a lot of hard work today. See you soon.